Welcome everybody to a bit of advice. So we're here on a beautiful Tuesday. Thank God it's beautiful, but it's definitely hot out here. We are in the desert. So we are here today with a bit of advice with Jennifer Hernandez, and she's going to tell us a little bit about CBD and a few other things, and we'll get to hear her story and her entrepreneur advice that she has for us. So we're a bit of advice, 100,000 likes on Facebook, and we are also on Success Radio on YouTube, and we're live on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm Joshua Birdsell, your show host from Alabama, and I'm a young entrepreneur. I came out here to help my brother, ended up starting my own business. You guys know my story a little bit, so we're going to get to know Jennifer a little bit today. And she has a special guest with her today, and I'll let her do that introduction. So, Jennifer, hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And so introduce your guest a little bit. You might have to scoot over a little bit there, buddy. I don't know if can you see the screen? Yeah, there you
is. There you go. There you go.
Introduce your guest.
Shy.
Introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Yes, I'm Jennifer Hernandez. I work at Wellness and More with Herbalife and Cannabis CBD, Canaway. And I brought Andrew with me. He's a national director of Canaway. So I wanted him to be here for support.
Yep, awesome, definitely.
Definitely. He's had experience on radio also.
Scoot it over a little bit.
I was just trying to hide my face, but never mind. Like, woo, right here, hey guys.
You have to be able to show it.
There we go.
So thank you, Justin and Kimberly, for joining us. If you guys have any questions along the way, you feel free to ask, and they will answer anything that you have. So my first question is, are y'all from California? I almost said Alabama. That's where I'm from. So where are y'all from?
Well, not from Alabama.
Not from Alabama.
But definitely we're from California, Temecula.
Okay.
And man, I tell you what, my family's all over North America. Just like I was telling Jennifer, I'm like, whew, we're all over.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool. What about you, Jennifer? So
Yeah.
you're from Temecula as well?
Exactly. Well, I came out here probably about 10 years ago, but from originally San Marino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I read on your bio that you did volunteer work, and that you would only do volunteer work that your children could be with you. So I wanted to see what kind of advice that you were trying to teach your children by taking them to different volunteer work.
Okay, yes, I'm a single mom, so that was very important for me to have my kids. Anything I do, I believe in volunteering and getting involved to give back. But I wanted my kids to be involved with it because then they'll appreciate what they have.
Right.
You know, I was, like I said, very blessed in the sense where when we did go through any hard times or anything, the kids didn't even realize it. As long as they were with mom as a family and helping others, they always felt like, they had so much to be thankful for. Because going out there, we've been to the mission, the food bank, working for the city. We worked for runs, some of the biggest runs in Washington State, because I moved out there for a while and with my business, and we'll talk about that later with my prior job, and went out there as a single mom and got very involved with the community again, so they can learn how to appreciate what's out there, what options they have out there, and to start them young to see what they wanted to get involved with to help.
Awesome. So did that work? Are they good kids, or they
I
turn
am
out
very
okay?
blessed, just like a mom
Okay.
that loves to brag. But my daughter, like I said, she was always the shy one, like, oh God, mom, when we would be out there and I'd be cheering on the runners and things like that. But she actually, the first thing she did on her own, she did a food bank to fill up the bus on her own. And, I was very proud of her. My son, and they both graduated from Cal Baptist.
Oh, awesome.
She does for medical administration, and then my son is for nursing, and he wants to work with pediatric kids. And because, like you said, all his volunteer work he volunteered. One of his friend's parents seen he had a heart for kids, because every time, even when he was in sports, any of the coaches would tell you, he always went to go help the underdog. Someone got hurt, he picked them up. He could never be that type of person. But he also in school, all through his years, always helped with the special need kids. And so the last 10 years, he's actually goes back to Washington State. I think it's actually 12 years. He goes back to Washington State every summer and works volunteers for a diabetic kids camp.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and that's what made him want to be a nurse.
So you're definitely a proud mom, huh?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So I also seen that you did children's ministry for 25 years. So what did you do with that?
So again, when in order to get involved, I always wanted to work with the age of my kids so I can be apart with my kids and stuff. So when I worked with children ministry at the churches or at parks, anything, so then my kids can be with me. And so I worked with the younger ones. I love working with young kids. Of course, they always say you're going to work once a month, right? But I did that every week because you see these little kids that can run and scream and shout, and you got so much to be thankful that kids can run, and they can speak and they can talk, they can yell. So I enjoyed it. Any days that I had no break, I go in there and I see them trying to get them to calm down, relax. I said, no, 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 I'll take care of it. Let me handle it.
So what's some advice that you can give on somebody that might want to do the same thing that you did, get involved and get involved in volunteer work and all that? So what's some advice that you can give to someone wanting to do that? Like how did you go about it?
I would say the first thing is find out what's in your community, get your kids involved, find out what they like to do, what's in their heart, because what age they like to work at. Again, it all depends what age your kids are. I feel when you realize all that you have out here, I mean, we have, especially Marietta, for instance, it could be anywhere, but we have a great town to get involved, to work with the community, and they encourage it. I worked with over 50 nonprofits out here and have never had a problem referring people, and that's where my heart is finding out when I have customers come into my business and finding out where their heart is and where they connect. And I think that is the biggest gift they can give themselves, is to give back.
Right.
And it not only for their kids but for themselves.
Right.
It's just, again, to get involved, and they'll appreciate what they have.
So you just got to go out there and find it. You got to go out there and find what's open and find something that fits your lifestyle and what you want to do.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good advice. So I see that you work for Pitney Bowes.
Yes.
So tell us what that is and what did you learn from working there? Because it says you retired there, so you have to have some kind of good advice from working there.
I loved work. Yes, I worked at Pitney Bowes. I started here actually in LA, working at Pitney Bowes as a customer service rep, went into collections, and then they opened up in Spokane, Washington, and asked me to help train the call centers. So very proud to go over there again as my own with two young kids. They were only at that time 1 and 2 years old, so that was a big leap to take. But I really appreciated there. That's where I met Neil Winters. If everybody knows Neil Winters from the Menifee mayor that just passed, I'd worked with him there for many years. He's an awesome guy. I met some great people there working there. But that was where they had postage meters, copiers, mail equipment.
Okay.
So there was many of us that worked and appreciated and loved working there at the time, and gained relationship with people and still friends to this day with management and stuff. But yeah, I did retire. And then when I retired, I transferred out here before I retired, just so they would get me out here and I could be back with family, and my kids can, be with family out here and go to college out here.
So what did you learn from working there?
Again, I would say I love working, find a job that you love to work and do. I don't believe going to job, and there's so many jobs out there to say, I hate my job, because then you will be miserable.
Right.
But
true.
I really, again, got involved with my own job. Again, for my kids to go into, I planned their Christmas parties, I planned all their picnics, I planned all their events. So, because a lot of jobs out there could be fun too. But
so that's how you were able to retire, because you found something that you really enjoy, something that you really like.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
That makes perfect sense. So what have you learned? I know you said you worked with a lot of different nonprofit organizations. So what have you learned from working with all those nonprofit organizations? Like, what have you learned? Like, is it hard to deal with that, or is it something that can be handled by one person, or?
No, it's of course nothing that can be handled by one person. It takes a team. Yep. It's very important to work as a team. I think what I've learned from it, or I'm still learning from it, every time I meet people, for them, the people usually in charge of an event, for instance, Project Touch, I could say, and these people that have the heart for it and do this full time, all the time, they need the support, no matter what team it is, community outreach, even our Marietta Police, no matter where your heart is, you wouldn't believe it. It's wherever you want to get involved, go ask, see if they need help. But I learned and grown from every one of them. There's something to learn from each one of these groups. I mean, Patty, who has a program called save the horses, save the animals.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to have a heart. She left a good job just because she wanted to help and had, and people leave good jobs just to go and help and volunteer and give their all. And I just gain a lot of respect for them. And I wish I can help all of them. Of course you can't. But again, what my heart is finding out the nonprofit programs we have here, my customers that come in, finding out where their heart is at, and then to plug in and get involved in their community.
That makes so much sense, and that's so true that you say that. Sometimes you have to get involved, volunteer, go and volunteer. That is definitely some good advice because it's not always about the money, and sometimes that'll show your true character, and people take that, and they're like, hey, well, this guy's coming here, he's not worried about the money, he's out here, driving for what he likes, and sometimes that will end up paying off in the long run.
Right.
And that might be a totally different industry that you might end up
Exactly.
in,
Yeah.
Exactly.
which is a whole nother road, but it's so true. Go out,
Yeah.
find out from the community what you can do, what you like to do,
Yeah.
and get involved. That's some really great advice. So I know that I put on there, I know everybody that's watching is probably curious about the CBD. So how did you get into selling CBD products?
Well, when I retired from Pitney Bowes, I put on quite a bit of weight. So I went back to something what I did love the most, and I went back to Herbalife, and would never get into the business. I did it for myself at first, lost 80 pounds from it.
Oh, wow.
My goal is still lose about 50 more. But I liked the part they had clubs. So I decided to get into the business because when it helped me, because my biggest fear is being Hispanic, diabetes, heart. So I went and got involved in the community. Again, I wanted to help other people lose weight too. If I could do it, I felt anybody could do it. And it's something my kids can come to me at the business. So I opened up a club, used to do exercise there starting at 5 in the morning. Every 2 hours had a different kind of workout and stuff. So that was my first goal and my first, should I say, my heart, something where it was a club, a place that people can come there and hang out. Just come in, have a shake, enjoy themselves, and hang out. Andrew came to me knocking at the door. He said, oh, Herbalife. I love Herbalife, right? Because he's done it in the past. But he also came to talk to me to see if I would be interested in offering customers CBD. At first, I was like, no, I'm not going to be selling marijuana here. And I got a lot of business people here, customers that work for the city, and not interested.
Right.
So I had to be educated. And he did educate me the difference between cannabis with no THC. And once I was educated, I told him, okay, I'm going to check around with other business first. What's the top businesses out there? I talked to some of my customers, what they thought of it. Didn't realize half my customers, if they weren't interested, they were doing something, but they were doing maybe marijuana and they were not interested being on that. But they were in such pain and hurt.
That's the only way they could.
Right. And they wouldn't let people know what they were doing.
Exactly.
But when I told them what I was interested in doing, what they thought about it, because I wanted to hear feedback from my customers. I didn't want to lose my customer base here at Wellness and More. And you know what? They were so open to it. They were excited about it. I said, okay, well, before I get them involved, I have to know if this is a good company. So I got a couple nurses with me. They were my customers, retired police, a retired doctor, a retired military. Got them together. We all looked and see what was the best products out there. Once we did, we chose Counterway, as we felt was one of the best for business-wise also. And then I contacted Andrew again. I said, okay, we want to know more about it. And I invited him to come and I said, but I have a business. I am a family. I need someone here to help me educate my customers.
Right.
Are you willing to do business meetings here every, let's pick a date, every Tuesday or something, which we do every Tuesday at 6:30. He was open to anything. He had the heart, the same thing I did, because I felt, okay, it's not about these people, what they're going through. When they come in for me about weight loss, it's not about the weight loss, what they're going through.
Right. The depression.
Yeah,
and all the things
right.
that's
The
causing
pain.
the weight.
Exactly.
A lot of times. Yeah.
Exactly. So once I realized that how many customers have anxiety, I was like, 13 years old, what do you mean you have anxiety? What's your problem? You know what I mean? I can't even understand that. But I feel it's because they're not involved enough out there, getting involved, but like you said, people with anxiety, stress, pain, hurt, cancer, this, that. They just were looking for something. So I said, all right. And, once we and let me know if I'm saying anything wrong. Once I got the product, I started giving out samples, like for instance, the salve for pain.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, when it came out to 10 out of 10, someone felt, ease of the pain, the arthritis. I was like, whoa. And I kept getting, what the, is this? And I'm like, that's the reaction I'm getting everybody. I don't know what to tell you. I'm still learning too. Yep. It got to the point 50 out of 50. And I said, okay, once we got 90 out of 90, I said, let's do it. Let's get our meetings going. And everybody was interested.
I might have got one of those little salve things because somebody handed me one. And my knee was hurting one day. And I rubbed it on my knee. And I told my wife, I said, that was crazy. I said, it's the craziest thing. I said, I don't know if it's a mind trick or what, but that stuff really works. But
this stuff right here is amazing.
That's exactly what I have.
Yeah.
Exactly the same one. But I think I still have a little bit in the bottle.
Well, what makes it even more amazing is the product's different from other products, that I could say, at least what I found works so quick. Because some people put some kind of lotions and salves on of their brand, but it may take a day once they get into their body, their system, hours. Well, this is called, I think you have to have that down. This is it has a bee bong in it. Mm-hmm. And what that is an ancient remedy that's been passed down to generation to generation. And they have chosen this as one of the American products to be put into. And when you look up bee bong, okay, that enhances anything it goes into. So when I looked up bee bong, okay, what does it do for CBD? It says it puts CBD on steroids. Oh, wow. So when I have customers trying this out and I'm giving them a sample of it, right, I go in the back and make their shake. They're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? Because they have arthritis in the hand and they're rubbing it on. And I'm telling them, put as much as you want, just like Bengay or lotion if you would. And they're telling me, what is this stuff? Are you kidding? I said, I know. Come to our meeting on Tuesday.
That stuff really
There's
works.
So much to learn.
And I feel like a lot of people are not educated in that field. And they feel like, hey, this is weed. I'm going to fail a drug test.
Exactly.
Drugs. I need a recommendation. I need to go see a doctor before I do. But it's nothing like that. So that brings me to my next question. But before my next question, I would like to know what's some advice that you can give on somebody that wants to start selling?
Well, here's the main thing is that in my meeting, you always see the first page or on the screen, I put the Hempire Strikes Back. Mm-hmm. And I say that because it's a God-given plant banned by man.
That's right.
See, we're not making history. We're just rewriting history. Even we're on the magazine right here. This whole magazine talks about us. It says a history of hemp. I was featured on it 4 times in the magazine as well. And what's great about this is that you got to understand, especially in Marietta, Temecula, and local cities here, they're like, marijuana, hemp, because that's what they think, hemp, marijuana. Yeah. But did you know that cannabis or CBD could come from different plants? You have marijuana, you have hemp, echinacea, may say it wrong, flax, humulus, hops, for the people that drink alcohol or wine, hops, exactly. But it has high enriched CBD. So if you think of, let's say, marijuana and hemp, make it like a 3rd grade level, think of grapefruit and lemons.
Okay.
Both the citrus, right?
Right.
But 2 completely different things.
That's very true, because I'm allergic to oranges. When you said citrus, I'm allergic to oranges, but I can eat limes.
Mm-hmm. Really, you know what's funny about that? Like grapefruit, if you're taking high blood pressure pills or maybe birth control, you ask the doctor, can I take grapefruit? They said, absolutely not. Don't do that at all. But can I take it with a drink with lemon? Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. See, that's what I tell people about marijuana. It's a psychoactive. Yeah. It has high levels of THC, tetrahydrocannabidiol. It took me 1 year and 8 months to say that word.
That's what shows up in the drug test.
And that's exactly what shows up in the drug test.
I feel like that's why a lot of people turn away against it, because of the drug test thing. Like, oh, well, I can't be somebody.
Exactly.
But a lot of people are just in pain, and they're suffering through depression and a lot of other things. And it's good that they can have something to go to, like CBD. That's the same,
we can say we have a product.
Exactly, have a product. And they can get the same relief.
Yes.
Right.
Because, everybody is so different. Mm-hmm. Some people, they've smoked weed and it not worked.
Right.
They smoked weed and it did work. Or they have different situations. Mm-hmm. And it's just like this. For instance, some people, can take this pill and then it don't work for them, and then they take another pill and it works for them for a headache or anything. Yep. It's just because we're all different. So if you haven't tried the CBD, I've tried the South. Like you just showed me. I had the same one. Same little
that's funny.
I probably got it from
one of us or someone.
But my wife, actually my wife brought it home, so she got it from somebody. So,
oh, okay.
she wanted me to try it because I'm always having aches and pains with working all the time.
Yes.
I'm on people's roofs. I'm dealing with the key. Like I'm all the time aches and pains. And
Right.
I also have celiac disease, so
Oh,
I can't
wow.
eat gluten, which is terrible.
Well, it's gluten free.
Yeah, it's gluten. CBD is gluten free. Okay, that's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
to know. But she was telling me just to try it, and so I tried it. Now because I'm totally against pills. I'm like,
Right,
oh,
right, right.
I'm good. I don't want nothing like that. I need some lotion or something.
Yep, yep.
Give me something. I might rub that the icy hot stuff or
Right.
But other than that, no, I'm good. I mean, just because like I was telling you guys earlier, I've seen so much drug activity go on from where I came from, and it's really sad and pitiful what they have to go through.
Right.
But it's so good, like I said, that they have something like this.
Well, yeah,
that
see
they
that.
have. So how can people sell it though?
Well, that's the thing is to see that the marijuana, it has high levels of THC, so it's a psychoactive drug.
Right.
And that's why it's federally illegal.
Mhm.
And some states is, recreational to smoke. See, the CBD extracted under Ninth Circuit Court, it's illegal still to extract marijuana for CBD. Now, the hemp, it has high levels of CBD, which is cannabidiol, and low levels of THC. So it's a non-psychoactive. It's federally legal because it's hemp. And remember this, for our company, we're the first leading company, and I believe we're the only leading company because we extract ours and we actually grow ours in Europe. So under the Farmer Bill, under 7606, because a lot of people are trying to sell hemp or getting into hemp or say, oh, I'm in the hemp business, or I can ship it all over North America. Or where are you getting from? Kentucky, Colorado, Oregon. Well, you know what? It's illegal.
Yeah.
See, under the Farmer Bill, section 7606, it states right there that it has to be imported from Europe, Canada, or China. Well, you know what? We're getting it from Europe. It's all organic. No pesticides, no chemicals, no synthetics. And the best part about it is it's available for all ages, from infants to elders.
And that was my next question.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
Yeah, you answered my question.
And
No,
overdose.
are these CBD products for all ages? Because I know that is one thing that people say too. That's another thing is the psychoactive, like you said, the psychoactive drug. Everybody's
funny?
like, smoking weed.
My buddy Victor was at the police station. He was giving them CBD, and he goes, "What? You can't sell this, son?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're actually the only company." And they look it up, and then they call the DEA, and they look it up and say, he is the only company. Victor.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, it's amazing too. Like we talked about, like kids don't have to take the pills and they don't have to take all the bull crap that's not good for their body, for their kidneys and as they're growing up. I mean, this is a natural, organic.
It's all organic, no fillers, no synthetics, no chemicals. See, that's another thing that other like Amazon or dispensaries, they have in the bottle. You look in the bottle, it says not intended for 18 and under.
Right.
Like, wait a minute.
Right.
Isn't it organic?
Yeah.
Is it safe? And then another thing, they go, oh, it's a 750 milligrams, 500 milligrams of what?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't say CBD.
Yeah.
Of
what's
what?
the percentage? What's the other percentage?
Exactly.
Whatever else is in there.
Exactly. And just like you said, when you tried this salve, how the discomfort was gone so immediately is because the product experience works. See, what happened is I was against it. I was so against it. In 2016, I got introduced to this. I didn't want the marijuana. I didn't want to be Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. I don't want it.
Reputation is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I was in real estate for 17 years, and I went to a law firm for 8 years. I said, there's absolutely no way I want to be involved. So I actually hid the product from my wife and put it in a cabinet. I was like, oh, hopefully she won't smell it. Maybe my brother is because he smells it. But I was like, dang, he might get hungry. So yeah, there you go. But after we lost our baby in November of 2016, that's what turned me to the cannabis because I heard it helped a lot. I mean, I was having some issues.
Right.
And so when I looked at it, I said, well, okay, let me try it. I still didn't want to sell it. Didn't want to be part of it.
Right.
But yet I used the product and had an amazing product experience. That's when I decided I should share my story. Yeah. And I wish I could tell you so much more. But of course, can't treat, cure, diagnose here.
Right.
So I love Big Pharma. But I can tell you this. It's changed people's lives, impact people's lives. We have fire captains from right here, local, as well as Temecula, San Diego, LA. We have senators, mayors. I mean, shoot, we did.
Take care of the firefighters.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They love us. Yeah.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Well, now the police department has something too.
They love the vape too because it's no THC. It has the respiratory system. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Oh, wow.
And we just educate them. They're like, did you know that hemp could make cars, shirts, briefcases like this? I mean, look at YouTube, Jay Leno driving a hemp car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible what it could do. I mean, honestly, hemp could be great again. Literally, it
Right.
could do so many different things. And how can you stimulate the economy? Well, you know what? Hemp could build everything that's made out of plastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been banned by man.
Right,
But
exactly.
yeah, if you think about it, if it could do so many things, why was it banned?
It's just like
Politics.
It's a misunderstanding,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's a misunderstanding that ended up in a system, you know,
Right.
unfortunately. But so we're coming down to the end of our show. We're actually almost going over. We have just a few more minutes. So I
Got
have
you excited.
a couple. Well, I mean, these shows go by so fast. That's what I say every time. And I mean, we always have to have like a part two. So maybe we'll come back and we'll have a part two to expand on what we were talking about. So my next question is, what kind of problems do CBD patients typically have? Like, what's the most common problem that they have?
You know what? They did studies, and what's great about this is we have a website. There's over 25,000 studies, and I could give you an example that Stanford did. They said that we are pretty much deficient in our endocannabinoid, and it's called deficient endocannabinoid syndrome because we're not getting enough every single day. We used to get it before they made it illegal in 1937. Our livestock, the cows, the chickens. Hey, you cook eggs, you got CBD. And the only way you were able to get CBD is when you're a baby by your mom, organically fed by your mom, because it produces some CBD. So the daily CBD that you need is I heard about 50 milligrams.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter if you're ill or you're healthy, it's great for everybody. It's an amazing supplement, and you have mind clarity, your focus, you have great sleep. And if you're someone that's sick, you know what? All it is this CBD is a key to unlock your body to be a miracle, to actually heal itself. So that's what's great about this. Man, it's an incredible blessing, especially to be part of. And like I always told Jennifer here, is like, you know what? I was doing it for a different reason. I'm not doing it for the money. I don't care about the money. Don't care how much I can make. Yes, it's incredible. Yes, it's a blessing. But you know what? It's a blessing when you see someone's life change right in front of you. And it's huge. And so that's why I was doing this.
And I got on it. I'll be 57, and my goal is not to be on any medication and stuff. I have my kids take it too.
Awesome.
Nothing wrong with them at this time, but we're preventing, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good that, like I said, that they have a product out there like that. But it's so misunderstood, and I feel like that's why people are so shy about it, because they don't want to be known as that. You know, they don't want to be criticized and judged. And
my kids have this. My little girl, she goes, my boo boo hurts. Love it.
My kids can use it. I mean, this is something, which is why I'm glad we have this show, because you know you can inform people like, hey, this is something that helps. You know, if you're going through something, if you can relate to any of the stories that we've talked about on the show today, definitely contact Canaway and contact Jennifer.
Yeah, contact Jennifer, because you tell her what she went from Herbalife to now Herbalife.
Yeah.
So her telephone number is right below the screen here as well.
And if anybody contacts me today and says they heard this show, you know, it's only costs $1 to join in.
Yeah, let's do the dollar promo just for today only. So if they could get in, think about this. To get into, if they want to do it as a business, if they want to get in a cannabis business, it does not cost $1. There's a license in LA would cost $250,000. So
and
if
you still got to worry about the feds and all.
Yeah,
that
so it's
stuff,
safe to be in a chiropractor office, a doctor's office, heck, even a shoe office. Literally, I've seen people selling at a shoe store, and they're selling crazy because people are looking for this. We're in a professional space in an unprofessional. You know, literally, it's like,
and it works.
Yeah, it works.
And that's the crazy thing about it is if you try it, it really does work.
Yeah.
It'll surprise you. So if you don't believe us, just try it. Even if you got to go in your little corner and try it, you know.
There you go, right?
Whatever makes you feel better. But
exactly.
It's okay. Like kids use this, you know. It's okay.
It's safe.
And it doesn't matter where they're at. If they're in, you know, we're doing a meeting in San Diego. We're going to get a group together. Some people have contacted us already. Corona, San Francisco,
Alabama.
They just tell us what group, and we'll go out there and do the meetings.
Yeah, you could actually ship it anywhere in North America, Alabama, Texas, Florida. You know what? We'll even ship it to Europe, France, Germany, Prague. I mean, we're all over. We changed because I don't know we're going to go over. We changed 11 countries' laws for using our products. They use our products in other countries as a prescription for epilepsy, Parkinson's, autism. This is for other countries that use it. That's crazy.
Pushing it for the NFL.
You know what? They were just on TMZ the other day. I mean, TMZ, I was like, dang, I thought bad news. I was like, oh, someone got high. Yeah. But they didn't, because a Christian Okoye talked about how he got off opium addiction by using these amazing products.
Can't wait.
That's just incredible. I mean, stories after stories, and you could just look it up and look YouTube. As like, They did their own studies. We don't have to say anything. We don't have to claim anything because there's 25,000 studies already out there
That's
talking
so
about
true.
this.
I mean, get educated. You know, don't be ignorant. I feel like that's, you know, that can slow you down. It can stop you and put a wall in front of you. If you're being ignorant, you're not open to new things and open to at least doing the research and being able to stand behind, you know, if you have anything negative to say about things like that, like if you want to be able to stand behind it, do your research because you'll find out real quick that you're wrong. You know, this is something that it's going to be big time in the future, and it's already becoming something that is big all over the world right now.
And just a little big tip real quick. I don't care what you have. If it's $50, $100, the nice part is there's stock. MJNA, get in that stock. It's a penny stock. I'm excited to
Dude,
share
$100 will get you 1,000 shares.
Yeah,
that's
for 9 cents
wow.
right now.
Yeah.
You definitely got to get into that because that's going to be changing. And in the next 5 years, you will definitely see an impact.
Any college kid could put $100.
Can you imagine if you can you imagine if you started in Apple or Windows or what, YouTube or Facebook when they first started?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Walmart? Imagine stock in Walmart was pennies. Yeah. Look at it now.
And then people in college are mostly smoking weed, so I mean they can spend $100 and just buy a cheaper ounce or whatever they need to do, and just to go ahead and put that money back.
Yeah. And you know the best part? They said our product is like the hippie's disappointment. You don't get high. You don't get high at all. That's what's funny. It doesn't smell like if I go like this, I'm like, well, what does it smell like? Because everyone does it. Go, it smells like lemons. I know it does, right?
Well, I feel like if people, you know, some people might, you know, not know about this and use weed like you were saying, you know, they might smoke weed and then they're like, well, I didn't even know about that, you know, and if they would have tried that first, then they might be on a totally different path.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that can definitely change someone's life. I can definitely see it. So I have one more question for Jennifer, and this is the gold nugget of the show. So what is some advice that you can give us about being an entrepreneur in the community? Like being an entrepreneur in the community, what's some advice that you can give other entrepreneurs that are the same way, like involved? Like can you give them a motivational, you know, something?
I would just say you want to be an example out there. People are always watching you no matter what age they are, especially those little ones, you know, they learn quick. So I would just say to get involved. You know, don't hide in your little office. I don't care if you're making $1 or $2, $1 million. Get out and get involved and be an example to somebody out there. You know, and if it's campaigning, if it's advertising, if it's hiking, walking, you know what I mean? You're always meeting people and talking to people, and get out there and get involved with your community.
Awesome. So we are at the closing part of our show. So I want to give you the floor for a second, and you too, Mr. Andrew. Y'all have the floor for the next few minutes, and y'all please just tell everybody how they can get in touch with you or any kind of promotions that you have going on.
Well, I would say again, today's if someone contacts today before midnight, we would definitely let them sign up for $1, get into the business on there. They can contact. Tonight we're going straight here to a meeting. Actually, we do them every Tuesday night in Marietta right now. And like I said, they can contact us and say, hey, we got a group of people and where they're at and where they'll be, and we'll put a meeting with them together there, if it's online or there, you know. Any way we can help them, because we want to get the word out fast and educate people.
Yes, that's very important. Awesome.
You have anything to say on there?
I love doing live Facebook too. Look at that. No, all it is definitely we've been busy like crazy because we're literally building a hempire. We're sharing with everybody as much as we can about this God-given plant and how it's changing people's lives, how it's impacting their lives. I mean, literally, if I would have understood about this hemp plant back in 2016, oh my gosh. What I know now, there's so much history in North America. Just a little brief. Did you know that our very first American flag was sewn and made out of hemp?
Oh, wow. I think I heard someone else say that.
Yeah. I mean, the Declaration of Independence was drafted with hemp paper. But yet our country was founded by Columbus, and he sailed his boats made out of hemp, the sails. The ropes were made out of hemp. He traded hemp seeds to the Indians, and that's why Washington said, make the most of the Indian hemp seeds and grow it everywhere. Washington grew hemp. Jefferson, Adams, they grew hemp. I mean, it's incredible what this plant could do. And then now you're seeing these people like celebrities like Jay Leno driving a hemp car, building a house out of hemp. The buildings in Balboa Park in San Diego made out of hemp.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And so Now, are you ready for the change? Are you ready to be part of it? And it's up to you to be part of it and join this incredible CBD movement. So thank you for having us here today at this radio show.
No
Yeah, and they
problem.
don't need to, and if they're not interested in doing the business, they could just contact and how to be a discount customer so they can get the product and get a good discount for it. They don't have to be out there spending money on it all the time. They can actually get on it, and I can tell them how to do that for free, signing up, and also to just be a customer.
Yeah, because they can just tell people their
Mhm.
story, and then and obviously they're going to want to know where to get it from,
Exactly.
because they're telling somebody that it can help.
Exactly.
So they're going to want to know how to get it. So that's very true. If it does work for you,
Exactly.
you might as well be selling it, because you're going to be telling people about
Right.
your experience. Because
Everybody
you're
knows
gonna be
somebody
so
that needs it.
overwhelmed. And if you've ever been in pain, you totally understand and want to brag about not being in pain.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
that is
right?
one thing, I swear. I've been through quite a bit of pain in my life, and I'll tell you what, when I go through physical therapy and I'm on my 7th month and I know I'm getting out of there, I'm like, whew, I'm glad.
Yeah,
I feel
just
10 times
just
better.
look for this product called the Salve, because there's going to be other products out there, be imitations, but you'll see this with the logo and our company, the Salve. This is it
So
right here.
It's Canaway.
Canaway, yeah, the Canaway, the way to go.
And look up the B-Bong.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. Not the bong you're thinking either.
I'm hearing like
B-I.
Yeah, not the bong. It's
Yeah,
a,
B-I-B-O-N-G.
B-I-B-O-N-G.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
So B-bomb.
Yep. And they could definitely contact me. You see the number below,
Yes.
949-637-9902, or text me, and then definitely they can look at our product at canaway.com/33-16091 and look at all our products.
Yes. All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us. We had a lot of people join us today. We were back on Dennis Nermella's live feed. We had a few technical difficulties the past month, I guess I could say. I couldn't find his password, so now I got his password. So now I can check all his messages and do things on his profile that he doesn't know about. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's been a great show. I want to thank Jennifer and Andrew for coming out and giving us some information about CBD, and Jennifer telling us a little bit about your story. It was amazing to hear your entrepreneurial story and get some great advice from it. So we just want to thank everybody, and we will see y'all next week on another bit of advice with another great guest.